Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to dive into the true meat of this section. We're going to begin actually solving systems. And again, the whole point of what we've been doing so far is the first method to solving is by graphing. So what you do to solve by graphing is you graph both equations, and you identify where the lines intersect, write the coordinates as a point, and that point is your solution. So let's take a look. So our first line is y equals x minus 1. So I have a y-intercept down at -1. And then notice the x is by itself. So think of that as 1 over 1. So I have a slope of 1 over 1. So rise of 1, run of 1. So that's going to give me all of these points here. Once you have those points, connect them to make your line. Now, when you're solving systems, it is very, very important to be as accurate as possible. Because if you're not as accurate as possible, you won't see where your lines intersect well. Here, -2x plus 5. So I have a y-intercept up at 5, slope of -2 over 1, so down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And again, you follow that pattern. Then you connect to make your line. And now what I'm looking for is the point at which they intersect, which is going to be that point right there. So I label that intersection point x of 2, y of 1, and that point is my solution to the system. I found the point that is true in both equations. And graphically what that looks like is the point at which they intersect. So let's take a look at one more example just to make sure that we can do this before we end our video. So our first line, we start down at -1, y-intercept of -1, and then slope of -2. So -2 over 1. So I go down 2 and over 1 to get all of my points. Once I have my points, I connect them. For my next line, I start with a y-intercept up at 8, and then a slope of 1 over 1, when the x is by itself, is just a slope of 1. So up 1 over 1. Now I'm going to continue the pattern in the other direction as well, so you can connect your points. And now I look to see where it intersects. And where this one intersects, that is going to be an x of -3 and a y of 5. So it is important. The solution is not the graph. The solution is that point. So make sure that you label the point for me, because if you don't give me the point, you don't completely have the right answer. Okay, so do make sure you give me that. So again, two quick examples just to show you how this works. Make sure you have those written down, and then please make sure you ask any questions if you have any before you start your practice work.